A late night history vlogging here on this vlog, Maxime Forestier. Maxime, someone called Maxime means each word he says is a maxime, it's a truth. Forestier is someone who works in the woodlands, like the Schwarzenwald. Did you know there's 3,200 castles in Deutschland that were never damaged? And they stand for over 1,200 years. Did you know there's 3,300 lakes in Canada? And they're there even longer. Did you know the Francois Premier was head of the Holy Roman Empire and owned Cherbourg Port when it was built? Did you know that steel comes from North Rhine-Westphalia, gas comes from Siberia, and quality hardwood comes from British Columbia? Did you know what Haulbowline means? This is a secret. British Offshore Warning Line was a name given to markers left 500 yards east, west, or south of minefields put up at the start of the Dreadnoughts versus U-Boats arms race. Haulbowline took in the warning lines and caused a deadly massacre on the Battle Atlantic between German and American sailors. They thought they were being torpedoed by one another, but in fact, it was mines that were brought in by Haulbowline. This is a war crime that has never been paid for. At the minute, there is neither police, army, or navy service in Ireland because the Russian Royal Navy is by rights royal and the Kiel Royal Navy is by rights royal. So we are divided territories. Next year, as we celebrate 25th anniversary times 4, 1925, when 6,000 German Marines, at the request of Sir David Lloyd George as a peace deal, built the Crusher Dam and the Shannon scheme and made Ireland the most electrified island of its size on the planet at that time. We must complain and give dissent to supporters of Eamon de Valera, who falsified possession of the treaty ports and called it Haulbowline. Wherever there is navy, there must be command from the Royal Navy. Every ship's captain will lose his license if he has breaches against the Royal Navy. One Navy, Royal Navy. If there's a misunderstanding about this somewhere in Cork Harbour, it is a problem for the entire Northern Hemisphere that a paramilitary terrorist group has subjugated control of Haulbowline Island. This position should be dismantled and given to a quadripartite agreement of Turkish, Spanish, US, and British Royal Marines. If this is not done, there will be much injustice for citizens of Southern Ireland, as there has been since the notorious aberration that Eamon de Valera's Constitution of Ireland 1937 was published. We need to destroy this document and get dignity back as a priority. There is no words to describe how horrified I am that there's no quadripartite agreement on Great Island. In fact, it is a deadly terror hub which I have escaped over 6 days ago. I read you this message to children and women sheltering in subways in Kiev and to Egyptians in Port Said in fear of their lives of being surrounded by another naval warfare. Helsinki goes to Russia and Seoul goes to the United States. It is not enough security for this more southern latitude of naval services. This is a massive crisis now. I'm calling on Minister Lavrov, His Royal Highness Erdogan, and the Home Office to go into talks to create a security state in Ireland in the interests of all seafarers nationwide.